Rotate. Rotate. That way, right? Oh Lord, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash, Water, Yahawah, Water, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Shalaki, Yahawah, for my sins as I cry. Call, O Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, Shalaki Yahawah, for my sins as I cry. Call, O Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi. Shalom, shalom. I've been having a little bit of a difficulty here trying to get this live stream to come on board, and it's been quite challenging this evening, and almost was like in a point where saying maybe the Most High don't want me to put this to run this today. I don't know. Just kind of had me going through some changes here, but as usual, when we go through changes, we just got to deal with it. Got to strive and work our way through it for the most part. So I believe I have it working now. We're going to find out. Y'all just bear with me as I continue to go through this and see if we got it all set up. Y'all can tell me if you can see if I have it set up or not. I'm not sure if I'm live. I know sometimes Esau don't want this to come up at all. You know how he do. So we're working on it, trying to see if we can get it running on in time. I don't know. Let's see. Y'all just bear with me as I continue to search and see if I see this live stream up or not. I'm looking for it. I'm trying to see if I can find it. So y'all just bear with me, all right? Everything else is going on. Whew. It's tough sometimes, man. It's tough on a brother to get stuff working right, I'm still working on it. So y'all just bear with me. Trying to find it. Because see, I can't tell on my camera if I got this up and it's running live or not. For some reason, I'm having this much trouble with it. And can't see it just yet. So just stay with me. I'll let you know if I got it. No, it looks like I might have it. Let me see if I got volume. Looks like I got something here. Okay, yeah, we got it. All right, okay. Shalom, shalom. All right, I was struggling with this earlier in terms of trying to get this thing up on the live stream, but finally, Yahawashi is giving me a grace and some blessing in order to get it up. So I appreciate y'all patience in working with me. I know that. Give me a shalaki. Give me a second here. I gotta do something real quick. I gotta set up for power. Bear with me for a minute because I know my phone is kind of going to need this extra power set up here. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I think we're good there. Yep, we got it. So now, sorry about that, as far as all the inconveniencies of what you got to work with, you know how it is. We're working with Esau's technology. But here I am. Shalom, shalom. It's been tough, man. Hopefully we got the volume set up and we're all good to go. And now we can get started on the lesson. Because we need to. So just, again, forgive me, shalom. Well, we're going to start out first saying salutations to all the Akim, YAHAWAH, and all of those that are the elect in the truth, doing what they know is right and staying within the confines of Bahasham, Yahawashi, and keeping things in order. That's the nature of what we're supposed to be doing, okay? And that's a fact. I think I'm going to make sure I'm just a little bit crooked here. See if we get straight on that. Okay, I think we're good now. Yeah, we'll do it. Okay. Whew. Man, I'll tell you, it was rough. Trying to get everything running, but we finally got up and going. Finally got it. That's what I'm talking about. Ooh, man. So, sometimes, man, the technology is just so tough to get going and get straight on, but you can finally get it going. All right. Again, I want to make sure I got my salutations out to all of the hopeful elect and all of the Akim that are doing the work on the highways and byways, risking their lives to get this truth out. If they're in the truth or not in the truth, well, it's easily to tell at this particular point as far as we're coming into prophecy. And of course, you know, I want to definitely give my admiration and salutation to the elder apostles who've been bringing this out year in, year out, week in, week out, diligently bringing out the truth so that it can be disseminated into factual, validated evidence. And we just want to make sure we gave salutations to them for their work and what they're doing, as well as the elders and the bishops that are out there doing the work as well. The lesson that I have to give, that the Father, Yahawashi, put in my spirit to give, is, of course, the wrath of Yahawah, the wrath of God. How are we preparing for the wrath of Yahawashi, with a whole lot of question marks, because that's very important. And I want to start off by speaking to you in a native tongue. On my father's side and my mother's side, a little bit of history that could be helpful. Let me start out by giving you this salutation. Chino Kesh Hasha Atuwas Similo Mekanop. That is, Chino Kesha means I speak to you. Atuwas is I come to you tana, right? Atuwas tana. And Yah Seminole is in the name of, and then Mac Napo, Mac, that's Micanope, Napo, the King of Kings. Okay, so basically what I say to you is Cheno Kesa West and the Westna Na Yah Seminole Macanopa, and that is I speak to you, and come to you in the name of the King of Kings. All right. So that you know, that's Seminole, and of course anyone who knows the Creek and Muskogee language, they would recognize that information that speak. Okay. My father's side of the family is on the Seminole side, Reubenite, Hebrew Israelite, Reubenite side. My mother is on the Lumbee side, and that would be more on the Gadite side of the house. So I have parentage from patriarch and matriarch, both in indigenous Northern Kingdom side of the house, as far as my dad and my mom. Both have passed on, and my sister is still around, but it's just us, me and her at this point, and then any of the offspring we have for the most part. And again, just want to pass on that greeting in the language. My brother Malcolm from GMS Chicago camp, he's a Reubenite. He will be on the Seminole side of the house as well. And also Elder Kazak down in the Mississippi. I believe he's Reubenite, Seminole too, for the most part that I know of. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But we'll get into the lesson. Just going to start off and talk about a little bit in terms of commentary, which I think is very important to speak about. We have a lot of what I would call immature spiritual consternation going on at this present time. Let me sit back and talk to you about this for a minute. I've been out of touch for a moment here because of some transitional preparing that we have been us in the Hebrew Israelite truth, I would say, movement here, not seeing the truth but being in the truth. We understand that our Father Yahawashi has given us instruction to prepare for his wrath. And there'll probably be a part 2 to this lesson in terms of preparing for Yahawashi's wrath, because his wrath can take various different manifold twists to it. There's wrath that he comes down on us as the Hebrew Israelites who are chosen people of his predetermined selection, which everything is predetermined. And then there's wrath on the specific nation and group of Edomites, the Hebrew Edomites. And then there's wrath on the rest of the nations of the world. So it encompasses, his wrath encompasses all of the entire creation. And you notice that when Yahawah pulls wrath down on his creation, one of the lessons that I did in the past was not too long ago was that the Most High was going to set all creation against creation, which is that form of the inevitable and higher performance level of Jacob's trouble. If you could still imagine and understand that if Yahawah Yahawashi is going to present Jacob's trouble to the world, the application could very well be, now, I'm just going off of what the Spirit wells up in me to speak and tell you about. He would put creation against creation in every capacity. And he does speak about this in many different verses and many different precepts throughout the Bible, especially when you talk about in Isaiah, which you can go through a myriad of scenarios where the Most High puts creation against creation. Even the time when they talked to was Isaiah, and they told him to go up, bald head, and what have you. And then at that particular time, She-Bear came out and tore these children apart. There you have creation at that point in time being sent against creation. And we're going to have the same kind of a situation happening right now in reference to the way the Most High is taking us through this cleansing and purification process towards the end. This is what his wrath is. If you can get your mind around that understanding and facet of the fact that the Most High is using his wrath to cleanse and purify the entire process, which is what that prophecy brings forward. And so we have to understand in a mature fashion, this is all of what we're going through because it's predetermined and it's predestinated for it to be in this way and to happen in this way. And so knowing that this is, realizing this, if you don't know it, you're picking up the clues and knowing that this is what Yahawashi is in the process of doing. He is cleansing and purifying us through his prophecies that have to be fulfilled. And his wrath is the process of washing away all of that he has to do to cleanse and purify. So We need to get our minds around this because we're operating in a clueless capacity where we're not picking up the actual unction and the spirit that the Father is giving us in terms of understanding how He's going about this. As I listen to a variety of different lessons from the brethren that come out that are in the truth, I'm not looking at or trying to spend too much time, even though I can observe some of these other organizations and camps that bring things out. You can test the spiritual maturity based on their activities and how much they operate in a seeming like a circle and a cycle of continuous activities that don't seem to change about how they attempt to address each other. And they should realize that the Father is doing all of this. Everything that is happening, every agenda that is being pushed forward and moved is all under the complete control of Yahawashi, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Nothing that's moving or doing anything in creation is not under His control. It's not under His control. In other words, He controls it all at all times. He hasn't set things in motion and then allowed them to just run their course. That's not the way the Father operates. He is always in complete control of absolutely everything. And your spiritual maturity should be able to elevate to that point to understand that. So when we have camps that bring out doctrines of devilment in terms of addressing and attacking each other, the Father has predetermined that this particular process was going to happen in the way that it is happening. It's not anything that they're doing of their own free will. They don't have that kind of power and ability to do it of their own free will. He is controlling absolutely everything that's absolutely happening, and He will also do the same thing when it comes to us going into the new covenant and the new kingdom. There's not going to be anybody that's going to get power and decide and be able to do just anything they want. Everything in heaven right now is being done decently and in order. And the order, even if you see it to be not in line with what you think is order, it is in perfect order in terms of what Yahweh is doing. It doesn't deviate or delineate to be anything different than that. So if you operate under spiritual immaturity and you are distracted by the way the Father is taking down through prophecy His particular creation that He owns and created and is controlling, then what level of understanding do you really have? Once you get to the foundational understanding and you let it be seared and sealed in your understanding in your mind that Yahweh is the anchor of all power and He controls everything through His Son who manages the process with the angels. There is no deviation from that. Once you get this locked down in your understanding, then the clues that you solve and you find out how to solve them through the process of prophecy as it moves forward, you're not distracted by the things that the Father does through His power with Yahawashi to bug out people who come at you with immature activity and doctrines of devils. It should not be bothering you, and you should be elevating to what the lesson is about. How are we to do what? To prepare for the wrath of Yahweh Bahasham Yahawashi. Preparing for the wrath of Yahweh Bahasham Yahawashi, of course it takes the ability of our time is within the knowledge of the scriptures. Roughly paraphrased, you know what I mean. Knowledge, right? Wisdom and knowledge is the stability of our time. If your stability is being distracted and your knowledge is being distracted by how the Father has predetermined for childish individuals who are not stable as far as double-mindedness, as far as being distracted by carnal activity. If you are distracted by that, you have to check your spiritual maturity in reference to knowing the Father is doing all this. I've said this multiple times through scriptures and multiple times, and I'll continue to keep pushing it because as every time I get a feed that comes over my channel and I see the immaturity of individuals who claim to be in the truth, but they get all upset and they get emotional and they get going back and forth. You see, you gotta understand, if you continue to feed into immaturity and you respond to them, then who are you? Or if you're debating them, then in their debate, whether you debate them online or in person, this is something you shouldn't be even doing. You ignore individuals of this nature. You reprove and move and then leave it alone. So it should take 2 minutes to do what you got to say and then keep it moving. That shows spiritual maturity. That's how you prepare for Bahasham Yahawashi's wrath, because the brethren have been telling you, many have been telling you, multiple people have been telling you over and over again that it's going to get so bad that even the very elect are going to be challenged in reference to their sanity, their spiritual sanity. They're going to be challenged by this because, why? Because you're not picking up the clues and staying diligent to the fact that Yahawah is doing all this at all times from all angles. The individuals that are attacking you with childish activities and things that are not as important as what preparing for his wrath is about, that's what you should be concentrating on, not on the tomfoolery and the bull crap that they're putting out there to draw you in so they can make money on you, so they can get click on you. When you respond, they continue to make money on their doctrines of devilment. So it's just like okay. When I gave the analogy about the fact that when they told Isaiah, go up thou bald head, and then he's like, okay, put a curse on him. Once you put a curse on them, he let Yahawaah handle it if Yahawaah was deciding to chastise or judge who was antagonizing him, who was providing the antagonization. And then a mother she-bear came up and tore him all to pieces. So let Yahawaah handle it, because he's the one that's setting them up. He's the one that's setting them out there. He's the one that's allowing them and putting them through the process of doing exactly what they're doing. It's not for you to have to worry about that, because the wrath of Yahawah's coming, and we're going to go through plenty of precepts in scripture to prove that. But one of the things I wanted to do, let me get my glasses on here, is we're going to pull some precepts up real quick here in reference to there'll be a time, and this will be more probably towards the second part of the fact that, how are we preparing for the wrath of Bahasham Yahawashi? And then we're going to talk about the wrath that is going to be incorporated in reference to how the Father's going to use us, certain men, not everybody, but certain men, as a battle axe, okay? And that's important. But before we go there, let me give you an example of what I'm talking about in terms of how the Most High Bahasham Yahawashi said we're supposed to prepare for his wrath that's coming ahead of time. I always mention Joseph, okay? And, because he's tribe of Ephraim, the king tribe, Ephraim Manasseh. And we want to talk about Genesis chapter 41. So what I want us to do real quick before we get, heavily into this, I want to go to Genesis chapter 41, okay? And we're going to talk about how Joseph interpreted Pharaoh's dream, but what he did to prepare for the wrath of Bahasham Yahawashi. Because see, a lot of times when I talk about people preparing for things, transitional preparation, I know it was a little under the weather, it was a little bit handling some business and doing some transitional preparation that's necessary, because Bahasham Yahawashi told me this is what we had to do, and move on. So Joseph interprets Pharaoh's dream. Now I'm going to start at 14 on Genesis 41. And it says, the Pharaoh sent and called Joseph, and they brought him hastily out of the dungeon, and he shaved himself and changed his raiment and came unto Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, I have dreamed a dream, and there is none that can interpret it. and I have heard say of thee that thou canst understand a dream and to interpret it. And Joseph answered Pharaoh, saying, it is not me. Okay? He said, it is not me. Yahawah shall give Pharaoh an answer of peace. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, in my dream, behold, I stood upon the bank of a river, and behold, there came out of the river 7 kine, fat fleshed and well favored, and they fed in the meadow. Now he's talking about these cows, right? And he says, and behold, 7 other kine came after them, poor and very ill favored, and lean fleshed, such as never saw in all the land of Egypt for badness, right? And the lean and the ill favored kind did eat up the first 7 fat kine, right? 21. And when they had eaten them up, it could not be known that they had eaten them, but they were still ill favored as at the beginning. So I awoke. Okay. I saw in my dream, and behold, 7 ears came up in one stalk full of good. And behold, 7 ears withered, thin, and blasted with the east wind sprung up after them. And the thin ears devoured the 7 good ears. And I told this unto the magicians, but there was none that could declare it to me. And Joseph said unto Pharaoh, the dream of Pharaoh is one. Yahawaah hath showed Pharaoh what he is about to do. Okay? Right? He said about to do, right? And the 7 good kine are 7 years, and the 7 good ears are 7 years, and the dream is one. And the 7 thin and ill-favored kine that came up after them are 7 years, and 7 empty ears blasted with the east wind shall be 7 years of famine. So just kind of breaking the seal of understanding here for a minute. The Most High, as I said always, and I always try to tell you this, he does what? Tells you to prepare for his wrath. He told Noah the same thing. He told Joseph the same thing. And he's given another pagan king, a pharaoh, a dream that he's showing what is going to happen in terms of what you need to be prepared for. Now, sometimes he gives the dream directly to his elect, and sometimes he gives it to others, like he did with Cyrus, King Cyrus, right? When the children came out of captivity in Babylonia and went back to build the second temple. You got to start focusing on how the Most High operates in terms of his MO, his method of operation. He don't change in the way that you think he changes. The changes that he makes are at a high general level. In other words, when it comes like to the law, all right, when you have individuals that talk about, well, the law is going to stay the same. Well, that's not what the Father said. Because the law of carnality is not going to be the same law in the kingdom. The law in the kingdom is not the law of carnality. It's not. It's going to be a law of righteousness. A law of carnality is not a law of righteousness. Now, is he going to change the fact that he's giving law and putting law in place and in our inward parts? No. He's not going to take away law in terms of it going and being in our inward parts. But you have to be righteous for the new holy law that will be applied in the new covenant in the kingdom. He's not going to take the law that he's using here in this fallen state and institute it into a brand new righteous, holy, sacred body with power. He's not doing that. There are things that apply to this carnal world and this carnal reality that will not be applied in the new covenant in the new kingdom. It just wouldn't be possible because he's not going to start this all over again with these people. He said that the Edomite will be destroyed and they will be eliminated from existence. So nobody's going to be able to have pet Edomites in the new covenant, whether they are children or people or men or women. It ain't happening. If the Edomite is scheduled to be destroyed, he's not going to let you keep a couple on the side. He ain't doing that. It's not going down in that way. Let's use spiritual maturity and understanding. And then plus you will be such of a righteous nature and such of a righteous and spiritual cleansed caliber that you won't even be wanting to deal with no heathens at all. You won't want to mix any of the righteous seed in you with anything that's out working as a slave. It just ain't happening. Ain't gonna be no war, because all that's gonna be taken care of. We're gonna talk about the battle axes of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi in Jeremiah 51, 20 through 21, that will be applied prior to the time when everything is settled and calm in the kingdom, and we are back with our beautiful, wonderful, regenerated Israelite women that will be more beautiful than anything that's ever came out in existence in the universe. That's the way it's going to be. And this, you'll be so satisfied with them, you won't even think about wanting any other heathen pig that you want to be dealing with, because your righteous mindset and your body won't go to that level. It just won't be necessary, because you'll have everything you want. You won't want anything else of any other heathen at all. You won't want no damn Hamite woman. You won't want no Edomite woman, no Moabite, no Amorite. You won't want any of that. They'll all be slaves, and they'll be stank and dirty to some degree, and you won't want that at all. That's just not what's happening. The righteousness of this world is fallen. It's not going into the new kingdom and the new covenant. You will still have the law. You will still have the righteousness. You will still have what you're supposed to do. But you won't be wanting anything that is not of the same exact caliber as you are. Because that's why the stony heart will be removed, and a new flesh heart of righteousness will be put in you, and that's what you will be dealing with for eternity. The rest of them, no. Ain't happening, okay? Just not there. Because it just doesn't make sense to start this shit all over again. It's not necessary. We don't want no damn garage sale of Esau's shit that went on here. Ain't no need for it. We don't want it. Ain't gonna have it. All right? So, hey, you can trip all you want, but the Most High, he's about righteousness and cleansing and purification. And none of the heathen can be righteous and purified and cleansed. All of them have attributes that preclude they can't have that. You cannot remove any of the reproach from the heathens. He's not doing that. No special pets. No. Slaves, yes, but no touch. Leave them the hell alone. You won't even want to. Can't get yourself that dirty. Let's get back to the scriptures, okay? All right. 28. This is the thing which I have spoken unto Pharaoh, what Yahawah is about to do. He showeth unto Pharaoh. Behold, there come 7 years of great plenty throughout all the land of Egypt, the known world at the time, right? And there shall arise after them 7 years of famine, and all the plenty shall be forgotten in the land of Egypt, and the famine shall consume the land, and the plenty shall not be known in the land by reason of that famine following, for it shall be very grievous. And for that time, for that the dream was doubled unto Pharaoh twice. It is because the thing is established by Yahawah, and Yahawah will shortly bring it to pass. Now therefore, let Pharaoh look out a man discreet and wise, and set him over the land of Egypt. Let Pharaoh do this, and let him appoint officers over the land, and take up the 5th part of the land of Egypt in the 7 plenteous years. And let them gather all the food of those good years that come, and lay up corn under the hand of Pharaoh, and let them keep food in the cities. And that food shall be for the store to the land against the 7 years of famine, which shall be in the land of Egypt, that the land perish not through the famine. And the thing was good in the eyes of Pharaoh and in the eyes of all his servants. Now, let's understand something here. Now, you think about it. Joseph was now in the process of rulership to a degree, and he's going to harvest 7 years of crop. Now, first of all, we know 7 is completion, spiritual completion, right? Now, he's going to get 7 years of harvest that have to be done. Now, you can imagine the Egyptians and any Israelites that was in that area at the time, or anyone else that was saying, why is this fool trying to save all this food for 7 years? We need to eat this food right now. This is the same kind of mindset the Father put on so many people at this present time. Everyone's saying, hey, we don't want to prepare. We want to do it right now. We need to eat this food that we got right now. We worried about now. We ain't worried about later. We ain't worried about, what's going to happen from here to here. But Joseph was steadfast in the fact that the Father told him through Yahawashi, prepare for my wrath. Okay? So therefore, he's taking, now imagine tilling the ground in the harvest for 7 years. And you still feeding people, but you're making enough harvest that you're storing all this up. And all these people in Egypt and in the surrounding area saying, what the hell is he doing? Is he crazy? Why is he storing all this food up like this for 7 years? Look how nice the weather is. Look how beautiful things are. Nothing's going to happen. They all say the same thing. Well, look at the monetary aspects of generation that these demons are doing in terms of they're trying to sell the word. It says give the word freely and sell it not. And what do? They're doing the opposite. Oh, well, we ain't worried about when Yahawashi going to show up. Yeah, we know, we heard about the end time, but we're still going to monetize everything. We're still going to sell everything. We're still going to debate and complain and bitch about what the Most High is doing to tear everything down. We're going to do all this stuff. So this is what you have saying is similar to what Joseph was doing when he was harvesting 7 years of food for the world for the most part. And they were complaining. They were bitching and moaning, just like people bitching and moaning all across all of Israel, the elect, the very elect. It seems like they all bitching about something. It just, he said this and she said that. Look, the Most High is doing it. You got a problem with him doing it? Take it up with him. But he's telling me to tell you he's doing it all. Tell me he's not. Show me anywhere in the scriptures. Pull precepts to say he's not controlling absolutely everything and doing all this to everyone. Bugging everybody out that he's bugging out. Giving knowledge to everyone that he's giving knowledge to. Sustaining and keeping people stable in their mind and making this stability of knowledge there for them. He's doing it all. The left hand, the right hand, and everything in between, he's covering it. What the hell is wrong with y'all spiritual maturity? What is wrong? You know what? I had a member of my family, my Uncle Jerry. He was born mentally retarded. Okay? Mother's side, right? Look, he believes that what he's doing at all times is right because that's all he knows from the mental capacity that he has, that he's operating under, that the Most High put him in that condition. Now, why would I argue and fight with him when his mental capacity is limited spiritually and physically? Why would you do that? It makes no sense. We didn't do that. Now, when I was a child and I was dealing with him, I didn't understand his condition. So I did argue with him from time to time. But once I became mature and understood he can't help his condition because it's not under his control, there was no need to argue with him anymore. He's mentally disabled. And these individuals you're dealing with and debating with and going back and forth with, they're mentally disabled. What did the Apostle Paul say? He said he said that they're what do they call it? Something sangrata, nama sagrada, whatever you call it, brain freeze. Anyway, this is how you have to look at these people. You have to say they're not someone that you should even associate having in your mindset at all, in any capacity. This is what Joseph did. He ignored all of the people talking to him like he's crazy because he's saving 7 years worth of harvest. You can imagine what he's hearing. Same thing what Noah was going through for 120 years preaching. Okay? All right, so then let's continue reading. And Pharaoh said unto his servants, can we find such a one as this is this is a man in whom the spirit of Yahweh is, which is Joseph. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, forasmuch as Yahweh has showed thee all this, there is none so discreet and wise as thou art. So how discreet and wise are you dealing with individuals that you know are mentally disabled and Most High made them that way? Okay? Think about it. Okay? 40. Thou shalt be over my house, and according unto thy word shall my people be ruled. Only in the throne will I be greater than thou. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, see, I have set thee over all the land of Egypt. And Pharaoh took off his ring from his hand and put it upon Joseph's hand, and arrayed him in vestures of fine linen, and put a gold chain around his neck. And he made him to ride in the second chariot which he had. And they cried before him, bow the knee, and he made him ruler over all the land of Egypt. That's giving power, right? And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, I am Pharaoh, and without thee shall no man lift up his hand or foot in all the land of Egypt. And Pharaoh called Joseph's name Zapathawahani, and he gave him to wife Anaseth, the daughter of Potiphar, priest of On. And Joseph went over all the land of Egypt, and Joseph was 30 years old when he stood before Pharaoh, king of Egypt. And Joseph went out from the presence of Pharaoh and went throughout all the land of Egypt. Now this is around 1725 BC to 1728 or 29 BC for Joseph's rulership, right? And in the 7 plenteous years, the earth brought forth by handfuls. 48. And he gathered up all the food of the 7 years which were in the land of Egypt, and laid up the food in the cities. The food of the field which was round about every city laid up in the same. And Joseph gathered corn as the sand of the sea, very much until he left numbering, for it was without number. See, that was a lot. Now, corn, of course, is synonymous with, of course, wealth and feed and growth. You know, as just like when they showed with the cows. We don't get the breakdown of it, but I just wanted to throw that in there. 50. The sons of Joseph, right? And unto Joseph were born 2 sons before the years of famine came, which Asenath, the daughter of Potiphar, priest of On, bare unto him. And Joseph called the name of the firstborn Manasseh, for Yahawashi, said he, hath made me forget all my toil and all my father's house. In the name of the second called he Ephraim, for Yahawashi hath caused me to be fruitful in the land of my affliction. And 53. And the 7 years of plenteous that was in the land Egypt were ended. And the 7 years of dearth began to come according to Joseph, and said, and the dearth was in all lands, but in all the land of Egypt there was bread. So in other words, the famine was everywhere, okay, and throughout the world. So they all had to come to Egypt to buy food and from the famine from Joseph in Egypt, because Joseph did what? Joseph prepared for the wrath of Yahawashi, Bahasham Yahawashi, because he was told to do that, right? And he said in 55, and when all the land of Egypt was famished, the people cried to Pharaoh for bread. And Pharaoh said unto all the Egyptians, go unto Joseph, what he saith to you do. And the famine was over all the face of the earth, all the face of the earth. You hear that? All the face of the earth, all right? And Joseph opened all the storehouses and sold unto the Egyptians, and the famine waxed sore in the land of Egypt. And all countries came to Egypt to Joseph to buy corn, because that the famine was so sore in all the land. Now that we're talking about is the wrath of Yahawashi at that time. Now when the Father says that he's going to come with his wrath and pour it out on you, why would you not pay attention to that and then follow suit and deal what he said he's going to do? All right. So, you know, one of the things that I'm going to do, I'm going to bring you the precepts. Always want to prove that the Father is coming with his wrath, but he always tells you ahead of time that you need to prepare for his wrath. And that's what's important. So where I want to go now is I want to go to the book of Joel, and I'm gonna be going through some precepts. So stay with me, okay? And I'm going to chapter 2, and I'm going to read verses 1 and 2, maybe a little more, but we're going right there. All right, this is the terrible visitation. This is the wrath of Yahawashi. Blow the trumpet in Zion and sound the alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of Yahweh cometh. This is the day of the Lord, for it is near, nigh at hand. A day of darkness and of gloominess, and a day of clouds and thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains. A great people and a strong. There hath not been ever the like. Neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. Okay? Now, before I read a little bit more, I'm going to say this. You can clearly see that Yahweh is bringing his wrath on the world, and he's touching the heathen. Look at what's happening with the weather conditions and what he's done. And then he's got more. If you check the weather, we got some more coming across again, and then there's many more behind that. This is a form of his wrath, but he's telling you ahead of time, if I'm doing this and I'm washing away all the wickedness and cleansing it out and getting it out of certain areas, I'm going to continue to do this, and no one's going to stop it. And if you don't understand predestinated processes that are fulfilling prophecy, then you get washed away with this as well. This is what happens. You're going to get washed away too. Right? So you need to understand that. 3, a fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness, yea, and nothing shall escape them. See, the Most High is letting you know, nobody's getting away. Everybody's going to be touched with this cup to a degree. So you might as well get ready, because that's what's happening. And the only way you're going to be able to escape this is if he's predestinated you to do so. If he didn't predestinate you to escape, you're not going to escape this. But how much of the cup do you plan to consume? Do you want a sip? Do you want a swallow? Do you want a gulp, a big gulp? But you're going to taste some of it, because as long as you're in the flesh, you are going to have an experience with this cup of wrath that's going to be poured out. You're not going to escape that. Okay? And let's go to Psalms. I'm going to go to Psalms. I'm going to start at 7. I like Psalm 7:11, so go with me. Psalms 7:11, right? Okay? All right. Yahweh judgeth the righteous, and Yahweh is angry with the wicked every day. So those individuals who he's already deemed to be wicked, vessels of wrath fitted for destruction, that he talks about in Romans 9, they're going to catch it. They're not getting away from anything. They're not going to escape at all in any capacity, right? Remember I spoke to you about Isaiah, and I said, let's go to Isaiah. We're going to go to Isaiah now, because I want to pull some things from there. Go to Isaiah. I want to go to 26, Isaiah chapter 26. And I think I'm going to start. I have my preaching start at 21. Yep, because that's what I got. For behold, Yahweh cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth also shall disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain. So he's showing you how when he floods a place and he washes it away, he's not playing. He has no intention of playing with us at all. He's washing away the sin, and he's not going to stop until he's cleansed it all. And if you don't like it, get in his way and see what happens. Just do that. Psalm 75. I'm pulling my precepts. Okay? Shalaki. 8. For in the hand, Psalm 75, verse 8. For in the hand of Yahweh there is a cup, and the wine is red. It is full of the mixture, and he poureth out of the same. But the dregs thereof, all the wicked of the earth shall wring them out. and drink them, right? But he also says in 9, but I will declare forever, I will sing praises to Yahweh, the power of Jacob. All the horns of the wicked also will be cut off, but the horns of the righteous shall be exalted. Now, in order for the horns of the righteous to be exalted and you be included in that, you have to accept and understand the predestinated process of prophecy that will be fulfilled, and no one's going to change it. And everybody that's doing what they're doing now has been predetermined to do it. So bitching and complaining about who says what about who and how they said it and whatever they've done, so what? Grow up. Be mature. Be spiritually mature. Praise, worship, and pray for spiritual maturity. And get past that and prepare for the wrath of Bahasham Yahawashi, like you're supposed to be doing. Okay? Now, I'm going to 2 Kings. Join me. Okay? 2 Kings. I'm going to start on chapter 22, and I'm gonna get 13. I'm gonna read a few from here. All right. Go ye inquire of Yahawah for me and for the people, for all Judah concerning the words of this book that is found. For great is the wrath of Yahawah that is kindled against us, because our fathers have not hindered unto the words of this book, to do according to all that which is written concerning us. You see what I'm saying? That's why the cup is going to be poured out. 17, because they have forsaken me, Yahweh saying, and have burned incense unto other gods, that they might provoke me to anger with all the works of their hands. Therefore my wrath shall be kindled against this place, and shall not be quenched. What the Father is saying is, he's giving you clues, but you ain't picking up on the clues. You worried about what the hell some ding-dong dummy has been saying and what he's talking about when he's saying, prepare for my wrath. So while you get distracted by dumb shit, he's prepared. The Father's pulling his wrath. Joseph didn't get distracted by dumb shit. He said, you know what? Y'all can talk all the shit you want. Y'all can be dumb. You can call me stupid. You can call me names. You can say whatever. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to harvest 7 years of food and 7 years that won't be affected by the famine, because I'm preparing for Bahasham Yahawashi's wrath. You keep being what you doing, and he got you doing that. Well, while you doing that, I'm going to prepare to feed the world and take care of the process, because the Father told me through Bahasham Yahawashi to do that. That's what he said. Okay, we're going to 26, Psalms 23 and 26. Psalms 23 and 26. And it reads, notwithstanding, Yahweh turned not from the fierceness of his great wrath, wherewith his anger was kindled against Judah, because of all the provocations that Manasseh had provoked him withal. See, you got Judah being provoked by Manasseh, and they're doing all this shit, and it's all distraction and what it's doing in the process. You're not getting ready for the wrath that's coming. So you're going to get caught with your pants down, so to speak, when the wrath comes on your ass. Because you've been told over and over again, the Father controls everything foundationally. All things are under his control. All creation's under his control. So why are you bitching about what he's doing with his creation? You didn't create him. He did. And if he wants to bug him out and send him after you, say, okay, you say, Father, all praise, Kahal Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, Kahal Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, Shalaki Yahawah. You sent this dumb, immature individual in our direction. So he is persona non grata. That's what Apostle Tahar told you. He should be presumed as persona non grata. The hell with him. Stop worrying about what the hell they're talking about and concentrate on the wrath that's getting ready to come up your ass. This is what you should be doing. Let's go to Jeremiah. This is where we're going next, because we got more information to talk about in reference to how the Most High is going to be pulling wrath on people, and he is not playing. We're going to start at chapter 6 in Jeremiah. Okay, the destruction of Jerusalem is impending, which means prepare because what's coming on you. Okay, so I'm gonna start at 6 and 11. Therefore, I am full of the fury of Yahawashi. I am weary with holding in. I pour it out upon the children abroad and upon the assembly of the young men together. For even the husband with the wife shall be taken, the age with him that is full of days. Right? And then he talks about their houses shall be turned into others with other fields and wives together. For I will stretch out my hand upon the inhabitants of the land, saith Yahweh. Right? For from the least of them, even unto the greatest of them, everyone is given to covetousness, and from the prophet even unto the priest, everyone dealeth falsely. This is what the Father's telling you. This is what he's showing you. He's controlling all this, and y'all not picking up the clues to be operating like mature spiritual men in the Lord. What the hell is wrong? You can't understand he controls all this at all times, even every little inkling of it. He is the Father of creation. He has everything under his control. Yahawashi is under his control. All the angels under his control. Everything's being done decently and in order. What the is wrong with you? You can't even keep your own shit going decently in order. Every minute somebody said something to hurt my feelings. Grow the fuck up. Damn. Wrong with y'all? 7, Jeremiah chapter 7 and 20. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh power, behold, my anger and my fury shall be poured out upon this place, upon man, upon beast, and upon the trees and the field, and upon the fruit of the ground, and it shall burn and shall not be quenched. See, I told you he's setting all creation against creation. All creation against creation. This is the level of Jacob's trouble that's coming. Come on, do I need to read it again? I will. Jeremiah chapter 7 and verse 20. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh power, behold, mine anger and my fury shall be poured out upon this place, upon man, upon beast, upon the trees of the field, and upon the fruit of the ground, and it shall burn and shall not be quenched. 21. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the power of Israel, put your burnt offerings unto sacrifices and eat flesh. In other words, he's look, man, he's going to kick ass big time. He said, 22, for I spoke not unto your fathers, nor commanded them in the day that I brought them out of the land of Egypt, concerning burnt offerings and sacrifice. But this thing commanded I them, saying, obey my voice, prepare for my wrath. Okay? All right? And I will be your power, and ye shall be my people, and walk ye in all the ways that I have commanded you, that it may be well unto you. Walk in his ways, not the ways of man. Not the ways of man. Okay? Now I'm going to Jeremiah. I'm still in Jeremiah. I'm going to chapter 10, and we'll start at verse 10. But Yahweh is the true power. He is the living power and an everlasting king. And his wrath, at his wrath, the earth shall tremble, and the nation shall not be able to abide his indignation. Right? Thus saith 11. Thus shall ye say unto them, the gods that have not made the heavens and the earth, even they shall perish from the earth and from under these heavens. He hath made the earth by his power. He hath established the world by his wisdom, and hath stretched out the heavens by his discretion. Right? When he uttereth his voice, there is a multitude of waters in the heavens, and he causeth the vapors to ascend from the ends of the earth. He maketh lightnings with rain, and bringeth forth the wind out of his treasures. This is why he's bringing all this stuff to the world and to the floods and everything else. He's trying to show you I'm doing this now, but I'm coming with more. Are you going to prepare for it, or are you going to perish? What you going to do? Better make up your damn mind, right? He's coming with the whirlwind. That's what tornadoes and hurricanes are. Let's talk about it. Let's go there. Let's go to Jeremiah 23. Let's go to 23. Let's bring it out. 23, and we're going to start at 19. 23 and 19. Behold, the whirlwind of Yahawah is going forth in fury, even a grievous whirlwind. It shall fall grievously upon the head of the wicked. Right? The anger of Yahawah shall not return until he have executed, until he have performed the thoughts of his heart. In the latter days ye shall consider it perfectly. You in the latter days right now. You need to be considering this, and you're not, because you keep bitching about other stuff that he's doing with people that he sends out to be bug outs. Hey, which is it going to be? Okay? Which is it going to be? All right? Stay in Jeremiah. We're going to Jeremiah, and I'm going to chapter 30. Wait a minute. Yeah, because I did 23. No. Jeremiah, what did I do? 15? No. Shalaki. I'm going to Jeremiah 25. I got a precept there in 15. And it reads, for thus saith Yahawah power of Israel unto me, take the wine cup of his fury at my hand, and cause all the nations to whom I send thee to drink it. Okay? 16. And they shall drink and be moved and be mad because of the sword that I will send among them. Then took I the cup of Yahweh's hand, and made all the nations to drink unto whom Yahweh had sent me. Right? To wit, Jerusalem, the cities of Judah, and the kings thereof, and the princes thereof, to make them a desolation and an astonishment, and hissing, and a curse, as it is this day. You see, as it is this day. Most High ain't playing, okay? Now we go into Jeremiah chapter 30. Okay? Going to Jeremiah chapter 30, and I got 23, and it reads, behold, the whirlwind of Yahawah goeth forth with fury, a continuing whirlwind, and it shall fall upon with pain upon the head of the wicked. You see the continuing. First you had Helene, now you had Milton, and now you got something else coming. He said it's going to be continuous. You notice none of them prepared, and look what happened. And you're still in preparing, and it's still coming, more coming. 24. The fierce anger of Yahawah shall not return until he have done it, and until he have performed the intent of his heart. In the latter days ye shall consider it. And this is where we are in the latter days. Now we're going to Jeremiah. I told you it's going to be in Jeremiah for a minute. 44. And we're going to get 49 and 50, so get ready. Jeremiah 44 and 8. And it reads, in that ye provoke me unto wrath with the works of your hands, burning incense unto other gods in the land of Egypt, whether ye be gone to dwell, that ye might cut yourselves off, and that ye might be a curse and a reproach among all the nations of the earth. Right? Have ye forgotten the wickedness of your fathers, and the wickedness of the kings of Judah, and the wickedness of their wives, and your own wickedness, and the wickedness of your wives which they have committed in the land of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem. See, you're supposed to be dealing with the statutes of the Father in terms of how his law is supposed to be laid out, and follow the ones that you can. Judges chapter 5:11, practicing the righteous acts. But instead, what are we doing? Bitching and moaning about how the Most High is sending bug outs out to draw you away and distract you from what you're supposed to be preparing for. What the hell is going on? Why are you like that? Okay, now we're going to 49. Jeremiah 49 and verse 12. Go over to 49 and 12. For thus saith Yahawah, behold, they who For thus saith Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken. And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Question. Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. 13. For I have sworn by myself, saith Yahweh, that Basra shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be perpetual waste. He talks about this in Ezekiel chapter 38, all down through 39, about what's happening to Basra. He said, I have heard a rumor from Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent unto the heathen, saying, gather ye together and come against her and rise up to the battle. Right? For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men. Right? Now, I'm going to 50. So go over to Jeremiah 50 and 13. And it reads, because of the wrath of Yahweh is it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow. Shoot at her. Spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against Yahweh. And this is what the nuclear arrows are coming. You can't get away unless you get in a chariot ride. You're going to be melted, just like the rest of them that's going to be there. It's how it's going to go down. Most High is not playing. He is forming his wrath, and he's going to be using his men to fulfill this wrath as well. We're going to talk about that in a minute. We're going to finish up. We're going to go to Revelation, because we got to go to Revelation. I got to tap some New Testament on you. No, I am. So we're going to Revelation, and we're going to go to chapter 6 to start. Revelation chapter 6 and 10. And it reads, and they cried with a loud voice, saying, how long, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth? Right? Now, this is talking about the fact, well, listen, the Apostle Paul is telling you, there's nobody floating around in hell, and no one's dormant. They're alive. Those spirits are alive, and they are asking Yahawashi how long before he pours his wrath out on the rest of the world. And you can see it all coming to pass really fast. So the question still remains, how are you and we preparing for the wrath of Yahweh, Bahasham Yahawashi? The wrath of God. How are you preparing for that? Now, what the brothers are doing as far as teaching and preaching and bringing out the truth in the word and prophesying, that's a part of the preparation, but that's not the complete preparation. Joseph, he was given the knowledge to tell them what was coming. He prophesied that once he interpreted the dream. Noah, he prophesied as he interpreted what the Father gave him as well. That was done. But they also had to prepare. They had to prepare a way, a vessel, a way to do what's necessary to navigate the path, the straight path, through the straight gate, and not the wide path. See, okay, the Father's balance, you got the scales, right? You got the two scales of balance, all right? The left hand side of the Father, the right hand side of the Father in the scale. But let's pay attention to something that you probably didn't notice or consider. The center of that balance is the straight gate. The Father gives you the unction and the deja vu and the clues to navigate through the balance of the righteous and the unrighteous, the wrath and the blessings, and you have to go through the straight gate. Now, it's not easy to make that straight gate move, but he's giving you the clues to be able to do so. So, how good of a clue finder are you? How good of a clue solver are you? Are you using your time and wasting your time being distracted by the things that the Father's doing to move his prophetic timeline forward, which cannot be stopped and won't be stopped by anyone. Are you navigating between the left and the right balance that the Father is implementing by solving the clues to move forward? Are you doing that? Can you honestly say that you are? Revelation chapter 6 and 10. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long? How long is it going to take for you to understand that the clue solving gets us through prophecy faster into fulfillment of what the Father has for us? How long? Loud voice. How long, O Yahawah, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth? And of course, white robes were given unto every one of them. And it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little season, until their fellow servants also and their brethren that should be killed as they were should be fulfilled. Now, whatever our destiny is to go through this process, we cannot stop it. If the Father has predestined me to be killed in a manner that he selected, I can't stop it. And why would I want to? If I'm going to follow him, I'm going to follow him. Praise, worship, and pray he gives me the strength to be able to fulfill and go through it, and quickly, if that's what it is. But you know what? You can't stop it no matter what. You can't turn it around. If he predestined you to do that, you're going to be predestined to do it. He owns everything. I'm going to Revelation 14 and 10. Most of you already know this. You probably go through it a lot when you do your lessons. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahawashi, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with the fire of brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So you can see when the chariots roll in and everything's going nuclear, and the chariots are blazing and hitting everyone with fire from the lasers, the cup of wrath is going to be easily obtained by many people in many ways. Go down to 14. And I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and upon the cloud one sat like unto the Son of Man. There's your chariot, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle, right? And you know what he's getting ready to do with that. He's getting ready to slice and dice and chop up some beasts, whether they are select of the 2/3 or selected and pre-selected of all the rest of the nations. They're going to deal with it because he's bringing his battle axe. Where are they at? We getting ready to go talk about it right here in Jeremiah. As I told you, I haven't forgot. Most High put it on my spirit. We're going to continue to go forward, and we're going to go in that realm. Because it's important to understand that the Most High he's going to use some of us as a threshing. We're going to talk about a threshing weapon also in Isaiah 41, but we're going to go start in Jeremiah 51 first. So go to Jeremiah chapter 51, okay? And we're going down to 20. Start at 20. Thou art my battle axe, right? And weapons of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms, and with thee will I break in pieces the horses and the rider, and with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider, right? Most High is telling you, and he said, with thee also will I break in pieces man and woman, and with thee will I break in pieces old and young, and with thee will I break in pieces the young man and the maid. And I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock. And with thee will I break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen. And with thee will I break in pieces captains and rulers. And I will render unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants of the Chaldee all their evil that they have done to Zion in your sight, saith Yahawah. Okay? Now, of course, you need to read the rest of that when he talks about 25. I am against thee, O destroying mountain there, saith Yahawah, which destroyeth all the earth, and I will stretch out mine hand upon thee and roll thee down from the rocks and will make thee a burnt mountain. So the Most High, see, when you talk about mountains, he's talking about nations. And this is what he has planned. And he's not going to turn around and turn from it. Let me see here. I want to go to, let's see if I can get it. Shalaki, give me a second here. Wanted to get my Apocrypha up because I want to pull something from that. Where is it? Oh boy. I'll tell you what though. Find it. Got my blue letter. First I want to go to, I was going to pull up Judith 9:11, but let me go to 2 Corinthians because I did have something, some precepts from there. And then I'll find my Apocrypha too. I had to pull it up on my screen. Shalaki. All right, going to 2 Corinthians. Go with me. And I'm going to 10. 2 Corinthians 10 and 4 and 5. All right. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahawashi to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of Yahawashi, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Hamashiach, Yahawashi. Now, see, this pertains to what you're dealing with. When you got, the Father got specific entities, creation that he predetermined to be bug outs and to come at you with a carnal capacity. He gave you, he said, the weapons of warfare are not carnal. So you don't go back against carnality with carnality. You go back against carnality with the spirituality of the maturity of how you're going to address what he wants you to do. And that's what he's asking you to accomplish. And if you pay attention to what he's saying and you follow suit, you won't get distracted in reference to what he's saying he wants you to do. Right? What else did I have? Go to my next one. Okay. Where is it? King James Apocrypha. Okay. What my King James Apocrypha? Okay. Where you at? Okay. Almost there. And I want what? 9. Going to Judith, chapter 9. And I want 11. Go there. All right. Judith chapter 9, verse 11 in your Apocrypha, and it reads, For thy power standeth not in a multitude, nor thy might in strong men, for thou art a power of the afflicted, and helper of the oppressed, and upholder of the weak, a protector of the forlorn, a savior of them that are without hope. Right? So the Father is telling you that Power is not in you. And when you get that power, you will be in order. Everything has to be done decently in order. You're not going to get power from the Most High. And first of all, power that comes from the Most High is going to be relegated and designated to individuals that are predestined to wield it and have it. It won't be given to absolutely every single Israelite. They will have a form of righteousness that will exude power from the cleansed, purified presence and regenerated bodies that they have. That will be in itself a very strong spiritual presence and power to the heathen. But as far as power to enact certain activities on the heathen and on other individuals, that is going to be specifically designated in a decent and order fashion by Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. It's not going to be willy-nilly where everybody gets it and then just can go the hell off and do whatever the hell they want with power any given time they want to. That's out of order. That's not in order. You will always be under, just like in heaven right now. None of the angels can just go do whatever the hell they want. They are all under control and they all operate decently and in order. So if you are afforded and given the ability to have spiritual power, I hope you don't think you're just going to do whatever the hell you want to do with it. You're not. You have to be in order. Does the Father let the angels do whatever the hell they want and go off and do whatever they want at any given time? No. Everything's done decently in order. Everyone's in their lot. Every angel's under control, that they are doing exactly what they are prescribed and they are made and created to do. Just like with Satan. He's same thing. He's going to do exactly. He's under control. So what makes you think you're going to get power and you're going to do whatever the hell you want? Boy, you are so freaking delusional. Ain't no way you're doing that. You're going to be decently and in order like everything else in heaven. All of the men that are now the sons and daughters, the men who are the sons of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, who are the priests in the royal priesthood, the 144,000, they will operate in order under Yahawashi and Yahawashi under the Father. Nobody's going to do whatever the hell they want. So if you're thinking that's what's going to happen, you're sadly mistaken, because that's not what's going on in heaven right now. Elder Malcolm has said the same thing. He said, what goes on in heaven is also going to go on in earth, but it's going to be in order. Always. All order. Now, again, like I said in Judith, this was Judith, thy power standeth not in the multitude of thy might in strong men. See, you will be strong, but it's not your power. For thou art a power of the afflicted, and helper of the oppressed, and an upholder of the weak, a protector of the forlorn, a savior of them that are without hope. Right? I pray thee, O power of my father, and power of the inheritance of Israel, Lord of the heavens and earth, creator of the waters, king of every creature, hear thou my prayer. Right? So the Most High is telling you, and you got to understand, you're not going to just go off and do whatever you want with his power. You're going to be in order. Okay? You can believe that. All of us. It's all going to decently and in order. All right, now where are we going here? We're going next to, I'm going to go bring Maccabees 1, chapter 1. So go with me to the book of Maccabees. All right. First Maccabees. And I'm at chapter 2 and 1, right? Gonna read a little bit here. First Maccabees chapter 2 and 1, it says, in those days arose Matthias, the son of John, the son of Simeon, a priest of the son of Joab from Jerusalem, and dwelt in Modin. And he had 5 sons, Joanna called Caddis, Simon called Thais, Judas who was called Maccabeus, Eleazar called Abiram, and Jonathan, whose surname was Appas. And when he saw the blasphemies that were committed in Judah in Jerusalem, he said, "Woe is me! Wherefore was I born to see this misery of my people and of the holy city, and to dwell there when it was delivered into the hand of the enemy, and the sanctuary into the hand of the strangers." Right? Her temple is become as a man without glory. Her glorious vessels are carried away into captivity, and her infants are slain in the streets, her young men with the sword of the enemy. What nation hath not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils? All her ornaments are taken away. Of a free woman, she is become a bond slave. Right? And behold, our sanctuary, even our beauty and our glory is laid waste, and the Gentiles have profaned it. To what end, therefore, shall we live any longer? And Matthias and his sons rent their clothes and put on sackcloth and mourn very sore. In the meanwhile, the king's officers, such as compelled the people to revolt, came into the city, Modin, to make them sacrifice. And when many of Israel came in unto them, Matthias also and his sons came together. Then answered the king's officers and said to Matthias on this wise, "Thou art a ruler and an honorable and great man in this city, and strengthened with sons and brethren. Now therefore come thou first and fulfill the king's command, as all the heathen have done." You hear that? "Yea, and the men of Judah also, and such as remain at Jerusalem, so shalt thou try thy house to be in the number of the king's friends, and thou and thy children shall be honored with silver and gold and many rewards." And Matthias answered and spake with a loud voice, though all the nations that are under the king's domain obey him, fall away every one from the religion of their fathers, and give consent to the commandments. Yet will I and my sons and my brethren walk in the covenant of our fathers. God, Yahawah, forbid what we should forsake the law and the ordinances. We will not hearken to the king's words to go from our belief, our religion, either on the right hand or on the left. See, there's that right hand and then on that left, right? Now, when he had speaking those words, there came one of the Israelites of the Hebrews, and the sight of all the sacrifice on the altar which was at Modin, according to the king's commandment, which thing when Matthias saw, he was inflamed with zeal, and his reins trembled. Neither could he forbear to show his anger according to judgment. Wherefore he ran and slew him upon the altar. See that? The Most High used Matthias and his men as a battle axe against them, right? And the king's commissioner who compelled men to sacrifice, he killed at that time, and at the altar he pulled down. Thus dealt he zealously for the law of Yahawah, like Phineas, and did unto Zambri and sons of Salom. And Matthias cried throughout the city with a loud voice, saying, "Whosoever is zealous of the law and Matthias the covenant, let him follow me." Right? So this is where I was saying that at some point, the Most High Yahweh Bahasham Yahawashi will be using his men as a battle axe. And when he does that, he's going to be tearing things up, and I mean tearing them up. Now we're going back to my blue letter, and we're going now to Zacharias. I'm going to go to Zechariah chapter 6. So join me at Zechariah chapter 6. Boy, I'm so thankful. I'm praising Yahweh Bahasham Yahawashi that he finally let me get this this thing straight as far as this lesson goes, because it was getting a little frustrating, but I was going to hang in there until the Father had me do it. If he wasn't going to let me do it, he wasn't going to let me do it. But if he was like, "Yeah, you're going to get this out," you're going to get this out. Because spiritual maturity is waxing very worse in at the end time here. And my brethren and the selected elected, they're not picking up on the clues that the Father's putting out in terms of saying, look, I'm doing all this stuff because I have to wash away all of this wickedness. And anybody that is not distracted is going to know that they don't have to get washed away with it. They can go through the straight gate and they can make it and make it just fine. Okay, first we're going to go with the fact that the Most High going to bring chariots. He got chariots coming for protection and he got chariots coming for punishment. And we have to know the difference between the two. First, let's talk about the chariots that come between the mountains, right? We're going to go Zechariah chapter 6, and we're going to start at the top. And I turned and lifted up my eyes, and I looked, and behold, there came 4 chariots out of between 2 mountains. And the mountains were mountains of brass, right? Between these nations, right? And in the first chariot were red horses, and in the second chariot were black horses. And in the third chariot were white horses. And in the fourth chariot, glimpse of a bay horse. Reminds you of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, right? Then I answered, and I said unto the angel that talked with me, what are these, my Lord? And the angel answered and said unto me, Yahawashi, these are the 4 spirits of the heavens, which go forth from the standing before the Lord of all the earth. The black horse, which are where therein go forth into the north country, right? And the white go forth after them, and the grizzled go forth toward the south country, right? 7. And the bay went forth and sought to go that they might walk to and fro throughout the earth. And he said, get you hence, walk to and fro the earth. So they walk to and fro through the earth. Then cried upon me and spake unto me, saying, behold, these that go toward the north country have quieted my spirit in the north country. And the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, take of them of the captivity, even of Heliah and Tobiah and to Jedediah, and which are come from Babylon, and come thou the same day, and go into the house of Josiah the son of Zephaniah. Right? So next we're talking about the symbolic crowns that take place at that point. Now, I'm going to go from here to Revelation to pull some of this together as far as the chariots that come between 2 mountains as well, right? But we'll get down to 2 Kings for that. But first we're going to Revelation, because this is one of the precepts that come in between that the Yahawashi is going to show up and kick dragon and take names. Revelation 19. Okay? You got to go precept upon precept, right? Line upon line, here a little, there a little. Revelation 19 and 15. And out of his mouth goeth forth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness of the wrath of Almighty Yahweh. You see what I'm saying? So Yahweh's wrath is continual, and nothing's going to stop it. Not even Yahawashi. He's coming to perform it. And that's what we need to understand. Okay, now we're going to go to, like I said, to 2 Kings. So go with me to 2 Kings. We're getting close to wrapping it up, because I know y'all probably sick of me, but I don't give a shit, because I'm going to bring the word out anyway, whether you like it or not. And if you don't like the lesson, take it up with the Most High Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. That's what I got to say about it. Chapter 6 and 2 Kings, okay? And we're going to, I guess I'll start at 17 is what I got, right? Yeah. Right. Yeah, it started 17. This was awesome what Elisha went through. And Elisha prayed and said, Yahweh, I pray thee open his eyes that he may see. And Yahweh opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, a mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha. And when they came down to him, Elisha prayed unto Yahweh and said, smite this people, I pray thee, with blindness. And he smote them with blindness according to the word of Elisha. And Elisha said unto them, this is not the way, neither is this the city. Follow me, and I will bring you to the man who ye seek. But he led them to Samaria. And it came to pass, when they were come to Samaria, that Elisha said, Yahweh, open the eyes of these men, that they may see, and that Yahweh opened their eyes, that they saw, and behold, they were in the midst of Samaria. See, the Most High is giving you clues that you need to solve, and your eyes can be open, and you'll have that eye salve that Apostle Ramlam always talks about. And when your eyes are open and you have that eye salve and you can understand and see, the Father takes you to that place where you can be prepared and you can get prepared. And that's what it's about. That's what Elisha did. He was prepared to ask Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi to show the chariots of fire that were going to be protecting what they had to accomplish. And that was what's important. Now we're going to Isaiah to wrap up things, and we're going to Isaiah chapter 41. So go with me to Isaiah chapter 41. And we're going to start, I think he said 15, so I got to go at 15. Isaiah chapter 41 and chapter 41 and 15. Behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument, having teeth, that thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and shall make the hills as chaff. You hear this? 16, thou shalt fan them, and the wind shall carry them away, and the whirlwind shall scatter them, and thou shalt rejoice in Yahawah, and shall glory in the Holy One of Israel. Right? So this is what the Father was having me bring forth, was the lesson on the understanding of the fact that the wrath of Yahawah is from beginning to end, and it's not going to go away. It's coming, and it's coming for all of those that He has deemed this to happen to, and primarily Edom. Right? Isaiah 63. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? That this is a glory. This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Wherefore, right? Think about it. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like that treadeth in the wine fat? I have trodden the wine alone. This is Yahawashi, and of all the people there was none with me, for I will tread them in my anger and trample them in my fury. He's doing this for the Father. And their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my garment. For the day of vengeance is in mine heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. And I looked, and there was none to help, and I wondered that there was none to uphold. Therefore mine own arm brought salvation unto me, and my fury it upon me. 6. And I will tread down the people in my anger, and make them drunk in my fury, and I will bring down their strength to the earth. Right? I will mention the loving kindness of Yahawah and the praises of Yahawah according to all that Yahawah hath bestowed on us, and the great goodness toward the house of Israel, which he hath bestowed on them according to his mercies and according to the multitude of his loving kindness. See, this is going to also go into a second half when I talk about the Most High's wrath to bring forth the blessings through his wrath when he takes down the rest of the nations and raises Israel up. We talk about Jeremiah 31. Jeremiah 31 and then 31 through 34, and how he's going to bring us back. For he saith, surely they are my people, children that will not lie. So he was their savior, right? Kolo Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi Bahasham Rukakudas Duwada Yahawah Duwada Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi Shalaki Yahawah, for your mercy as I cry. Kolo Yahawah Bahasham, Yahawashi. I'm getting ready to continue to prepare for all you got. Call on Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi.